Marvel's What If? Episode 1 Review. Peggy Carter changes MCU history. Captain Carter officially enters the MCU as the first episode of Marvel's animated multiverse series What If? Features the very different World War II adventures of Peggy and Steve. What If? Is the latest Marvel Studios small screen project to arrive on Disney Plus after much fanfare. The animated anthology show, created by Trollhunters, tales of Arcadia writer A.C. Bradley and Marvel storyboard vet Bryan Andrews, aims to explore alternate timelines in the MCU multiverse. In order to fully grasp the basic premise of What If, as a whole it helps to have watched Marvel's Loki, which recently introduced the multiverse to the MCU. What If? Episode 1, What If? Captain Carter were the first Avenger, focuses on a, mainly, World War II-era version of Peggy Carter who made a key alternate choice that affected the creation of Captain America in a major way. It's a fun episode. Your mileage may vary depending on how much you love Peggy Carter, but since I love her a whole lot I had a good time watching this. The main downside, I suspect, to any of these installments, is that they're inherently redundant. As far as we know, none of the fantastical concepts here will bleed into the live-action MCU. But if you're here for a good time and not a long time, What If should make for a neat weekly diversion. Our What If reviews are going to adopt a different format. More of a breakdown that we hope will still satisfy regular readers but also help younger viewers and those less familiar with the MCU keep up. With that in mind, let's take a look at What If? Captain Carter were the first Avenger? Required viewing in terms of understanding the central characters and how things changed inside the branch timeline featured in this first episode, we would recommend revisiting Captain America, the first Avenger, Marvel one-shot, Agent Carter, and the opening act of the Avengers. If you're on a full Peggy Carter binge, why not add both seasons of ABC's live-action Agent Carter series to your watchlist, too? What's different? This episode explored what would have happened if Steve Rogers was unable to take the super soldier serum during World War II and Peggy Carter volunteered to become Dr. Abraham Erskine's lab rat instead. Peggy's What If was deciding to stand her ground and stay in the room while the serum was administered during the iconic transformation sequence featured in Captain America, the first Avenger. She then had a chance to intervene in the Hydra bombing, but Steve got caught up in the action and was subsequently shot. With time running out to perform the super soldier process, Peggy jumped into the machine and went on to become Captain Carter, having all the physical powers of Captain America along with a different costume and an altered shield with a Union Jack at its center. Steve was badly injured and had to undergo intense physiotherapy while Peggy trained to be the best she could be. Their relationship blossomed and, thanks to Howard Stark, Steve took on the role of her sidekick in a Tesseract-powered Hydra Stomper, basically an early version of the Iron Man suit. Meanwhile, Peggy faced interference from Colonel John Flynn, who was regularly on hand to pour out a stream of misogyny regarding her place in the fight. In a familiar first Avenger train sequence, Peggy went on an altered mission with Steve, Bucky Barnes and the Howling Commandos to take out the Red Skull. However, it was Steve who ended up falling from the train in this timeline and not Bucky, so it stands to reason that Bucky wouldn't then go on to become the Winter Soldier. Other more minor changes include Peggy probably not making out with her own niece during any Civil War shenanigans in the future, and please do not direct me to any fan art depicting that scenario in the comments, I beg you. In the end, the Red Skull used the Tesseract to summon a tentacled champion of Hydra, and Peggy had to sacrifice herself to push it back into the space portal from whence it came. She emerged from the portal pre the Avengers Battle of New York. I hope guys like this video. Thumbs up and keep watching Marvel Hut.